Let's go. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go. Let's go. Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. It's another Sunday and welcome to the Power Series. Yes, I know we were off last week due to one or two reasons, but we're back. We're back. In today's episode, today might not be a very long session. We're going to talk about some few MBAS, Microsoft Business Application Summit update. There's one thing that, really intrigued me. I'll probably try to look into it together with you online so we can look into that and see how that works. With that said, let's go for our intro and then we will be right back. Awesome! We are back to another episode of the Power Series. If this is your first time joining, all we talk about is demystify the Power Platform. Usually, I have a guest on me on Power Series, but not all the time. Sometimes it's just me running the show, talking about new stuff or things I just want to share. In today's episode in particular, Microsoft Business Application Summit just ended. So I just want to highlight, it was an awesome session. I had a session in there. No, I didn't have a session. I actually represented the African community in there. But there were a lot of announcements, lots of cool stuff, lots of new things. One thing that I really was interested in was the Dataverse plugin that allows you to pretty much write a C# or anything to interact or kind of like, be triggered when something happens in Dataverse. That's something that I want to, in particularly take a look at with you. On the show. It's also Q&A, so which means that if you're on the show, whether you're watching from YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, any of the platforms you're watching us, you can actually also ask me any questions either about MBAS or about the Power Series, or about the Power Platform, and I will be sure to answer that question. However, before we get into it, let me share this. So Microsoft Build is coming. As you always know, I like to put some info out there. Microsoft Build is coming 25th to 27th of May. If you haven't registered, make sure you register. If you're a developer, you're interested in the Microsoft ecosystem, all the awesome things coming up, Build is your thing. Make sure you registered for Build, and it's free. So make sure you do register for that. And then also, if you in any of the areas, local areas, make sure you look out for your local Power Platform user group and join. If you're in Accra or in Ghana, you can join the Accra Power Platform user group. Depending on where you are, I'm sure there is a local Power Platform user group you can join. If there isn't one and you're passionate about the Power Platform, you can go ahead and create your own group. You can reach out to myself or the Power Addict on Twitter, and then we can help you list that city or list your user group as one of the official groups for Power Platform, and then you can go ahead and do awesome things. I get a couple of questions about today. Today is going to be a mixture of MBAS and Q&A, so permit me to mix them up. If you have any questions, you can ask me. So I get a lot of questions about how do I start a community, what does it take, and all that. For me, the first answer would be it just takes passion. If you're passionate about a technology or anything, that's the first step you need. You yourself find a few people that are also passionate and interested about the tech or the product or the service or the tool, and then you can start a meeting. pre-COVID, you'd be worried about, venue and stuff like that. But from my experience, um, some of these meetup groups started from coffee shops. So two or three of you who are interested about it could just be a regular, meeting where you go to sit at a local coffee shop or something and just discuss the tech. And as your interest and numbers grow, you can actually partner with local, educational institutes or even companies. Um, I remember when I started mine back in the US with the Azure User Group, we had a company, Soft Source Consulting. They were really generous to give us, hey, we have a big space, you can come and do it there. Sometimes as well as part of your you can say your internal company's CS corporate social responsibility, you can actually give a conference center a hall if you have it. Else, you can also partner with local schools because they have lecture halls and conference facilities or public auditoriums, which would also benefit the school because you're bringing technologies into it. Now, in the era of post-COVID, a lot of these things are now virtual. So, which means that if you are interested in hosting or running a meetup, it's much easier now because you can cross boundaries. So today you can be in South Africa or you can be in any part of the world and have a meetup, and then have any of us, the power addicts, actually come speak at your meetup. So it's quite flexible lately, as compared to pre-COVID. But post-COVID now, reach out to any of the power addicts. Hey, I'm starting a user group. Can you speak about the intro? Aside that, there are a lot of resources online, like Prodanan's YouTube channel, my channel, Vivek's channel, Flojo. There are a whole lot of channels out there. Steve's channel on Dynamics, like a lot. Mariano's channel as well. The list is just endless. If you go to my YouTube channel right now, you can see the featured channels. John's channel as well is there. A lot on Power Automate. So if you go to my YouTube channel, if you register right here, you would see all these featured channels to follow. So that's one way to get into it. Welcome to all of you joining from Twitter, from YouTube, from Facebook. I'd like to get interactive with you because today is a combination of MBAS update and then ask me anything, or what we say, questioning and answer. We just mix them up. So if you have any questions, you can just drop them in the chat and I will try to answer that. So let's talk MBAS. I think the first thing we want to do is that if you are let's do this. Application Summit. So if you, hey, welcome Mr. Edwins, welcome to the show. Let's welcome you properly. If you have any questions for me, just kick it in. There is, if you missed it, let's do this. Let's do this first of all. I think this is the video that so first of all, I'm going to try to, I hope yeah, I think the desktop audio would work. So this is it. I'm going to play the video, all right? The video that everybody pretty much, it's kind of like the intro video, all right? So watch the intro video and then we will come back to that, right?
My name is Daniel Christian.
This is Geeta.
This is Prashant.
My name is Samuel Adai.
Matt Beard.
Connor Doyle.
My name is Amakusi.
The people in this community are amazing, always willing to help.
The community gives everyone a space to feel empowered, to connect, share, and learn more from each other.
And as time goes on, it truly does become more incredible and it never ceases to amaze me. Now, thanks to 2020, I've got friends all over the world and I know they will go above and beyond to help out me and other fellow members of that community.
Whether you're a low coder, a pro coder, a startup, or an enterprise, the people in this community that will help you get there.
I would not have thought that I would meet and make friends in almost every part of the world.
There's one thing that really brings us all together is problem solving.
It has helped me be a better person. It's helped me be a better listener.
From a professional perspective, I've learned so much from everybody else. Yet at the same time, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface on what to offer.
It's a great community to share ideas and content, about the Microsoft Business Applications.
Our community basically is our customers coming together.
The coming years, I expect the community to grow in strength, grow in numbers, grow in resources.
But truly make it a whole global ecosystem where no place leaves untouched.
And that's because we share one thing in common, and that's the community itself.
Awesome. So that was the opener to MBAS. So yeah, I mean, watching it now, it's kind of like giving me all this like, oh, so that's how it looked like, and that's very that's kind of like summing up what the whole MBAS community is all about. You know, people helping people, businesses, communities coming together to share ideas, to grow. I mean, I got a lot of connections and networks from the community, so interesting stuff. With that said, there were a lot of, you know, how do you put it? There were a lot of announcements. All right, let's go and watch one for. Let me actually do this so we can. I just want to highlight a few of the things. Yeah, so let's look at this. I think I want to share with you some of the MBAS announcements right here. Just a sec. Let's look. I want to share something with you guys real quick, and then we can take it from there. And I can share with you the ones that I am one that I'm really keen in looking at. I mean, there are a lot of updates. You know, there are a lot of updates into updates on almost all the platforms, on Power Automate, Power Apps, talk about, and there was the goal setting in Power BI. You know, setting goals, and then you can actually trigger events on those goals. All those things interesting. So I think let's bring. Let me see if I can bring that the Power BI one. So let's go to this.
At Microsoft, our mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. In this unprecedented time, we rely on our customers more than ever before to help solve this challenge. By using our business applications to help transform their mission-critical processes, organizations are fundamentally changing how they engage customers, reimagine operations, and empower people to move their business forward.
I'm really excited about ways that we can use this technology to make physicians' jobs easier, to provide better patient care.
Working with Microsoft ensures our field teams stand out, giving us the data and digital tools to have better relationships with our customers.
Customers across industries are using Microsoft applications to rapidly deliver value throughout their organization, leading to more personalized interactions.
With Microsoft Power Virtual Agent, we're looking at machine learning and AI to analyze the tons of data that we're capturing and take actions based on that.
By having this data platform and combining it with Power BI, we're able to go from a scenario where it could take weeks to months to deliver something to our business, potentially taking hours to days.
Microsoft is a great partner. Using their experience, their knowledge, their expertise gives us the wings to fly, enabling us in our mission to save lives.
Microsoft Dynamics 365 and Power Platform enable organizations to build the digital capability they need to address these unique challenges. And in these times, we have the power like never before to provide transformative solutions that solve critical problems for our customers around the world.
Welcome to Microsoft Business Application Summit 2020. We are so glad you are here with us for our first ever fully digital MBAS. James and I are here with a small crew at the Microsoft studios, and you can see we're practicing our social distancing. But we thought it was incredibly important to join you together for our first ever digital event. And I wanted to start with the most important thing, which is wherever you're joining us from, we want you to know that we're sending you, your loved ones, your family, your friends, best wishes for health and safety. The past few months have been a learning experience, to say the least. Not only just putting on a virtual event, but many of us are remote working, most of us are remote working, and doing our disciplines and learning from all around the world. And so I hope you will forgive us for any hiccups that you might experience in this event today. This is a whole new era for us. But the one thing throughout this time that we've been seeing as we've worked with customers and partners to figure out a path forward is one consistent big change. And that's how quickly everything is moving and how quickly we're moving together. Historically, what those big transformation initiatives that would happen over years, we're now seeing condensed out of necessity to happen in weeks or even in days. Just a couple quick examples. The New York State Tech SWAT team. This is a group of individuals that came together from all different disciplines and industries, and they came together with one goal, which was to very quickly stand up a self-screening and testing scheduling solution. And they did this using Microsoft Power Apps, and they did it in just a few days. The Australian Red Cross, they built a volunteer connection platform for people who were self-isolating. And it was a way for the volunteers to connect with them using Dynamics 365 customer service. And they also built that solution in less than a week. It's been incredible to see this. And I know, James, you've seen many of these examples as well.
That's right. So, welcome, by the way, from me as well. And I, too, wish your families nothing but health and safety. Thank you for joining us, even though virtually. It's been amazing to see the community rally around the community and around each other, taking care of each other through this time and leveraging, in many cases, the great products and services in the Power Platform, in Dynamics 365, the broader Microsoft Cloud. So I feel honored to be able to play a part, a small part perhaps, but a part nonetheless, in sort of engaging and empowering the first responders to respond to the crisis that we're all living through. So thank you deeply. And that really brings us to community. Ultimately, the Microsoft Business Application Summit is about community. I really, really wish we could be together right now in Dallas. I was really looking forward to it. This is, I think, our 4th or 5th annual event, and getting together in person and seeing all of you is what I look forward to every year. Not going to be able to do it this year, but I'm excited that we can at least do it in sort of digital format. And so thank you to the community. And what a community it's become. It's amazing to see the growth. We've got millions of active community members now, hundreds of user groups across the globe. And to think that just a few short years ago, these numbers were 0. We've only been at this for a few short years, and to see the growth of this community, the energy that the community has brought to the Microsoft Power Platform, Dynamics 365 in the broader Microsoft Cloud, is incredibly encouraging. And it's you in the community that have really made all of this possible. So from the bottom of our heart, thank you. Thank you for going on this journey with us. Thank you for being with us in good times and in challenging times. And we're very excited to spend the next couple of days with you, taking you through the Power Platform, Dynamics 365, and the broader Microsoft Cloud and everything that it can do for you, your organizations. Now, one of the things that we've done, speaking of community, was to hold a contest. We asked you to do a t-shirt design that I promised I would wear in this opening keynote, and I'm wearing it. We had nearly 100 entries, and I'm proud to say that Joel Kellner was the winner. And this t-shirt that represents sort of the combination of all the components of the Power Platform in Dynamics 365 is just a gorgeous work of art. I'm really proud to wear it, and I think we'll make it available for all of you as well in the community. So I'm looking forward to seeing more people wearing this as I get out and about once we're able to do that post this crisis. Now, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about another part of the ecosystem, our ISVs, those who are building applications and making them available on the broader Microsoft cloud on top of Dynamics and Office and the Power Platform and Azure. This is an amazing community of thousands of ISVs with nearly 10,000 applications now available, built on top of this platform that we're all building atop on a daily basis. Huge growth in this community, and I'm very excited to show you today and over the course of the next couple of days many of those ISVs and the applications they built and how they work with the broader Microsoft platform. Now, last year we introduced a new community recognition. We called it the Fast Track Recognized Solution Architect Program. We started it with Dynamics 365, and this year I'm proud to say that we have an even larger class, the class of 2020 Fast Track Recognized Solution Architects in Dynamics 365. We're seeing them here on the screen. This is a pretty comprehensive and somewhat grueling program. If you look at what we ask these individuals to do through oral examinations, through working side by side with our Fast Track Solution Architects in customer accounts, doing implementations, it's a long and sort of involved process. It takes a lot of time and energy. And so I'm really proud of these individuals for sort of investing their time and energy into this platform, and to my team that worked with them. Anytime a customer asks me, who do you recommend to come do a Dynamics 365 deployment for us, I point them to this website. And I guarantee you that if I was implementing Dynamics 365 in my organization, these are the first individuals that I'd look to be on the project. Now, one of the things that I said last year was that we would also do the same thing for the Power Platform. And I'm proud to say that this year we're now recognizing also solution architects for the Power Platform. So this is a new class of recognition for the Power Platform solution architects. Again, same process of certification and ensuring that these individuals not only understand the technologies and sort of can, from an academic perspective talk about it, but that they've proven themselves in the real world, in real projects alongside our Fast Track team. So super exciting to be able to sort of add the Power Platform into this program. And what I'd like to do is show you a video quickly that sort of highlights the great work that's been done this year and recognize these individuals who've worked so hard to achieve this.
All right, so I just quickly wanted you guys to have a feel of what was some of the things that were announced. All right, and so as you can see, from certification path to all the other useful stuff, but one of the key things that was common, that struck a lot of people, is the Converge authoring roadmap. So if you've been using if you've been building Power Apps or using that whole ecosystem, whether in Teams, in Dynamics, and SharePoint, and all that, you realize that the UI capability or the UI for building this app had, there's some kind of variations in it. Once if you're doing with how do you call it? Let me just pull this up here so I can talk to it. So one, if you're, for instance, if you're building Power Apps, sometimes in SharePoint or Power BI or even some stuff Azure related to it, you're using the Canvas designer, all right? And then in Teams, you use another designer, which is the Canvas designer for Teams, right? And if you're building a model-driven app, you use the model app designer, usually for Power Apps and dynamic stuff. So they're kind of like separated separated designers, all right, for building stuff all within, still within the Power Platform. So there is the converging of the designer, all right? So that's the first one. Converging of these designers allows you to, actually build all these things in one spot, in one space. Secondly, also, there has been some update. To the Power BI designer itself, all right? There has been some updates to that. So two interesting things: updates to the update to Power Apps, the designer, and then the converged authoring roadmap, which is actually coming up. I think the first wave will be in 2022. So the first wave for the converged authoring platform is going to happen in 2022. So for that one as well, we're going to keep you posted on that. And if you want, an in-depth look into it, I think Daniel Christian and Lisa Crosby they've done like, a lot like videos talking a lot more about, these things. So I'm just picking up on this, and then sharing this with you because I want to go specifically into one, but I'm just highlighting some of the things. Then the next thing I also want to talk about here is the Power BI goals. All right, Power BI goals. So if you've been doing, if you've been reporting on business analytics and stuff like that, now what Power BI goals allows you to do is pretty much kind of like set goals and targets within Power BI, and then you can actually trigger events or create automations out of it. All right, it's quite interesting, but I'll leave that for a full episode. I'll probably bring in one of the Power Addicts for us to talk, a lot about these key features, but specifically on Power BI goals. I'll get someone maybe next week or next 2 weeks. I'll get someone to talk exclusively about that. The fourth thing is organizational, like org-wide apps. All right, which you think like the name implies, you probably say, are we not able to do this already? Yeah, we're able to do it, but there are some tweaks to it to enable applications to be accessible through the org. But now from the beginning, you can actually build apps that are targeted directly or probably for the whole org without going through some of these settings or workaround or back services to do that. Then the fifth one, we have new Power App templates. All right, we have 5 new Power App templates. We have the milestone, bulletins, issue reporting, employee ideas, inspection. These are the 5 new templates that have been added. So milestones, bulletins, issue reporting, employee ideas, and inspections. These are 5 new templates that have been added to get you started. So if you actually, you know what, let's do this. Let me bring this out here so we can actually look at some of the. So let's do this. Let's go all the way here to make.powerapps.com, and then let's sign in. And don't forget, today's session is also Ask Me Anything and Q&A. So if you have any questions pertaining to MBAS or the Power Platform or things I've talked about, please feel free to ask. Just drop it in the chat, and then I would try as much as possible to respond to that. So whilst we get this in, let's get this up here, and let me just put in my password. And we gotta do this. So we're patiently waiting. Okay, we gotta authorize this. Added level of security. Awesome. We are approved. There we go. I don't intend to stay in there for a long time, so let's do this. Okay. No, I don't want this, so let's just take me to the process. Yep, there we go. And if you're also getting started on the Power Platform and need some pointers and stuff like that, please feel free to also reach out. I'll be more than happy to point you into the right direction for you to get started. Okay, so as you can see, if we say we want to create, well, I have a couple of things in this thing. So let's create this, and let's say templates. Let's go ahead here, and then let's do this. Let's see. Let's do the milestone. Let me be sure if I've enabled that in my environment. Or actually, you know what? Let's just go to the link directly, and I'll put that in the chat. So that'll be HTTP. That'll be aka.ms/ Teams milestone. So let's copy this. And yeah, and I think let me open another tab for the second one. That's not, so that would be, that's Teams. The second one is Teams bullet. There you go. Yeah, Teams bulletins. Why is this directed? No, it shouldn't direct that. Well, okay, I'll probably get that and share with you. But now let's talk about the key things. All right, the key things that one of the key things that I was interested in, because it allows me to do a lot of some type of automation. So let me bring it up here. Bring this here and copy that link. All right. So it is the Dataverse plugins. All right. So what the Dataverse plugins allow you to do, all right, is it allows you to create kind of like functions or piece of code, or yeah, you might want to say pieces of code or functions, or you can say you might think of it as a webhook some way somehow that allows your custom piece of code to run when things happen within within Dataverse. Yes, I know the question is, but Sam, hold on. I can do this within, let's say, Logic Apps or Power Automate, like when something happens, like created, updated, deleted, and stuff like that. Well, that's pretty much what you have. But with the plugins, it allows you, all right, and now, yes, specifically .NET, please. So you're writing C# specific stuff. It allows you to run, your own code when different events or things happen within Dataverse. So you're not at this point limited to just the few set of options you would get from if you're doing, let's say, a Power Automate or when something, let's say, when a record is added, deleted, updated, those limiters. So you can probably redefine and go a lot more deeper. All right. So it allows you to to get more custom, right? So if something is not within the connectors, the Dataverse connectors in there, you can put in your plugin to run your piece of code. And this piece of code you can host, in it, definitely you're hosting it in Azure or some other place where, Dataverse can get access to it to run. For me, I feel this is really powerful because it gives me the opportunity to expand and do a lot more customized automation. So not limited to just what I have in Power Automate. So that is something that I'll be looking into in the next couple of days. Asking even you try to use it for some work project that I'm working on, because I really want to explore this very well to see the options and opportunities it presents to me. And I think it's good for you to look at it as well. It allows you to, exception handling. You can do impersonations, register the plugin. You can do some tracing. You can even do, performance analysis of it. So let me share so for those of you who want to check it out, let me paste this here in the chat. So if you go to aks.ms.dataverse plugins, that's where you're going to find all the information you need to, to know about it, how to write the plugin, handling exceptions and all that. The reason why I feel this is really a big deal, all right? Sometimes, yes, with Power Automate is low code, no code, but sometimes you want to extend these functionalities to do a lot of customized stuff that you wouldn't maybe readily get. If you look at my very last episode on the Power series, I showed you how to build custom connectors. All right, that's it. That's bringing custom stuff into it. However, the Dataverse plugins allow you to take that to the next level. All right, that's a bit different from the custom connectors. It's very different from that, but the plugins allow you to really extend Dataverse to utilize your own custom pieces of code. So what we would do is I'm going to explore this in depth, put something together, and then share with you on my blog post or in a series of mini videos to do. But I would entreat you guys to check this out. Now, before we sign up, like I mentioned, today's episode is not going to be too long, just MBAS update and questions. If you have any questions, please share them with me. Ask me the questions. I'm going to probably let's stay for, let's say, another few minutes, let's say 5 minutes, to see if there's going to be anyone with any questions coming in. If I'll try to answer that. But in the meantime, if you are a power addict, or if you're interested in becoming a power addict and you want to join, you can actually go to aka.ms/power-addict group. So if you go to that URL, you should have this form, and then you can just fill it up, and then hey, you will join the elite forces, converging to make the to power the universe, as I want to call it. Right. So yeah, let me paste that here again for those that are interested. You can fill up your information, and then you can join the Power Addict worldwide. And then if it's your first time, lots of content, you can go to the Power. You can go to make.powerapps.com, or you can just do powerapps.com. It will redirect you to the correct page. You can sign up for free and use it. There's a lot of content from Microsoft Learn, to a lot of challenges you can join. So make sure that you're taking advantage of all these you're taking advantages of all these opportunities and documentations and access resources to help you build your skill set in the Power Platform. So any questions? Let's look in the chat. Yes. Yep. So if you have any questions, please bring it in. Yep. Okay. Standing by. Yeah. So let's see. Any question? Okay, let's see this one. Oh, how long have I been doing Power? So I actually started with the Power Platform. I started with Power BI. Couple of years ago in my previous workplace, we had to use Power BI to do some kind of like reporting, where I think we're testing that out, moving away from SSRS reporting. And then we started looking at Power BI. That's when I started, looking to. But then we didn't have all the other pieces of the Power Platform. Then I moved on to Logic Apps because I was very much into Azure then. So I moved into Logic Apps, which obviously was fun for me because I love automation. For those who know me, know that automation and putting things together was one of my key strengths. So then moved on to Logic Apps, and then later on Flow came, and then things started wrapping up. But for Power Apps, to be very specific, that was, I think, 2 years. Yeah, that was when I connected with Donna in Nigeria for MCT Summit, and that's when I actually kind of like was really interested when I heard more about the Power Apps. Then I started looking into it, and I was like, oh yeah, well, this is cool, and then started combining stuff with it. But yeah, so in all, started with Power BI, Logic Apps and Flow. It was then called Microsoft Flow. So then Flow, then Power Apps, and now pretty much everything together. So that's how come I got into it. Yeah, and I use it on a daily basis. Like my current role requires me to do a lot of flows and automation. So I pretty much use that in my day-to-day stuff. And then also, I mean, those who know that I'm also an IoT person, so use it to do a lot of automations, like the light you're seeing on my face here. You see that there's a light here, it's a bit red. Yeah, there is actually there's a power behind it. Sorry, it's not a power, there's a flow behind it that is using this flick button to talk to my Philips Hue to change the light. So if I double press it again, you should see the lights probably change to now it's like something of a blue shade. If I press it again, it's now like a green shade. If I press it again, the colors keep changing now, like yellow or something orange. So yeah, so I kind of like use it a lot in my, in my sessions. Yeah. Yep. So we're almost about time, and then yes, just to announce this. So I know, Edwin, I owe you one of these cool things. Low coders nice notebook, and then a t-shirt. So I would make sure, let's finalize that arrangement and have your book, your notebook, and your t-shirt sent to you. If you're interested in getting one of these, like I mentioned, it's simple. All you got to do is make sure you subscribe to my channel, and then today's episode, I'm going to share a code. So just tweet at me or comment in the videos with the code, and then we will, help you out. So let's actually, before I run off for the day, let's bring up the code. And today's just going to be one code. Today's just going to be one code. One code. So today, okay. And please, you need to provide the code as it were. All right. So let's do this, and let's show you guys the code. So let's get into the code, and today's code is MBAS 21. That's today's code. So as you can see, subscribe to the channel, either tweet or comment the code, and actually this is valid for like a week. So before the next episode, this would be invalidated. So tweet or comment MBAS 21 to me, and then I'll reach out to you and get you either one of these or the t-shirt, which low coders t-shirt. Well, with that said, this is where I draw the curtains for today's episode. If you liked what you saw, today is just update and catching up and all that. So next week, two things. I'll try to get a resource to talk about the Power BI goals. If we don't get a resource for next week, we'll come back and continue with the creating custom connectors, but this time creating custom triggers. All right, we'll talk about custom triggers next week, and then I'm sure by then I'll have a resource person and we can talk about Power BI goals. So thank you so much for all of you joining the show. Have the best of a new week. Stay positive, stay safe. Let's make the world a better place. And then, hey, love each other. Let's build ourselves. And remember, community builds everything. Love you guys and stay safe. See ya.